You are honestly not going to believe this.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace, FA Cup winners.
Wow.
A historic 1-0 victory over Manchester City. Their first major trophy ever in 119 years.
It's incredible.
Just let that sink in for a second.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. It really gets across just how huge this upset was.
Right.
It feels like more than just one win, maybe a real turning point for Palace.
Exactly, and that's what we're diving into today. How on earth did Crystal Palace pull this off? Who are the key figures? What does it mean for Palace, for City, and especially for their manager, Oliver Glasner? They really stressed how this one single result can just create legends,
Oh, it's the ultimate underdog story, isn't it? The source really hammered that home.
Totally.
You've got Palace, loads of history, but let's be honest, not the same kind of financial muscle as City.
Not even close.
And City, who, as the source mentioned, were supposedly ready to spend another, $150 million? After a season they considered a bit disappointing.
Yeah, by their standards, maybe.
For Palace to overcome that kind of gap is just...
Well, it's remarkable.
It really is. They even touched on how the FA Cup, sometimes it felt like it was losing that magic, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. The big teams just kept winning.
Always the big teams. So for Palace to smash that mold, and in the final...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the analysis suggests their only real path, their only chance against City, was being tactically spot on.
Exactly right. The source lays out Palace's game plan pretty clearly. Defend deep, stay compact, and then hit them fast on the counter.
Makes sense.
And they basically say, look, trying to play open, attacking football against Man City, that's just, their words were like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, but probably true.
They had to absorb that pressure and just pounce when they got a sniff. And what's clever, the source notes how they did it defensively but still kept a threat. Like the wingbacks dropping in to make a back five.
Right, tight at the back, but ready to spring forward the second they won the ball back.
And when that moment came, the goal, it was just perfect team play, wasn't it?
Textbook.
Started with Henderson, the keeper, then Mateta with really strong hold-up play. They highlighted how vital his physicality was there.
Yeah, holding off defenders, letting others join in.
Exactly. And a great cross from Munoz and Eze. Cool as you like with the finish. A classic counterattacking goal.
It just shows, doesn't it? A well-coached team, maybe without City's star power player for player, but they can still break down anyone with that kind of coordination and execution.
Everyone doing their job.
Spot on. In that key moment, everyone knew their role.
And speaking of key roles, Henderson, the goalkeeper.
Oh, immense.
A man of the match, according to the analysis, and you can't really argue, can you?
Not at all. That penalty save was massive.
Huge. Plus all the other stops he made. Simple as that.
Absolutely. He was the rock at the back, really. Although, interestingly, the source did mention that potential handball, didn't they, outside the box?
Oh, yeah, I saw that bit. Could have been red.
Could have been. But VAR looked at it, decided Holland didn't have a clear goal-scoring opportunity directly from it, so no card.
Phew. Bit of luck, maybe.
Well, you often need that, don't you? Especially in these big cup upsets, fortune favors the brave and all that.
Fair enough. Now let's flip it. What about City?
Right.
A bit odd. Playing without a dedicated defensive midfielder.
Yeah, that was surprising. They compared it to how they set up in the Champions League final.
Risky, though.
Very bold in a final, yeah.
Right.
Without that shield in front of the defense, the player usually breaking things up, it just left them a bit more open to those quick Palace breaks.
And Palace punished them.
They did. The source notes City still created plenty of chances, mind you.
They always do.
But they just couldn't finish them on the day. Maybe a touch of complacency. Especially after beating Palace 5-2 earlier in the season.
Could be. Which makes what Oliver Glasner did even more impressive.
Totally.
The analysis really paints him as a bit of a genius, doesn't it? They brought up his Europa League win with Frankfurt.
Beating Barcelona along the way.
Yeah. They said that gives him legendary status at 2 different clubs now.
His track record is seriously good. And the whole Bayern Munich story is fascinating too.
Right, that they were interested before they went for company.
And the negotiations falling through, Palace apparently wanting something like 100 million for him.
Wow, that's a statement.
It really is. Shows how much Palace valued him. And Bayern were reportedly willing to pay up to 18 million. Still a lot, but that massive difference.
It's wild. What did Palace see that maybe Bayern didn't initially anyway?
Good question. It shows how central Palace saw him to their project. And the description of his style is interesting too, that Ancelotti vibe.
Yeah, focusing on man management, adapting tactics to the players he has.
Instead of forcing players into a rigid system.
Right.
And that adaptability seems like it was absolutely key here. Setting up to frustrate City, but still having that counterpunch ready. That takes a manager who really gets his players and can execute a specific, effective plan.
Definitely.
The source is probably right to speculate that other big clubs will be watching him very closely now.
You'd think so. And it all leads to this FA Cup. Crystal Palace's first major trophy in 119 years.
Just amazing.
The House of Football analysis really drives home how historic this is. For the club, the fans who've waited so long, and for Glasner, too.
It's more than just silverware, isn't it? It genuinely changes the narrative, the history of the club.
Totally.
Like they said, a player like Eze, he's instantly become an all-time legend because of that winning goal.
Yeah.
These are the moments fans talk about forever, for generations.
Absolutely. So wrapping up our deep dive today, we've seen Palace pull off this huge upset through, well, amazing tactical discipline.
Rock solid plan.
Henderson being an absolute hero in goal.
An unbelievable performance.
And, the undeniable impact of Oliver Glasner's management. It's the classic David and Goliath.
It really is. A team with, let's face it, far fewer resources finding a way to beat a giant. And it highlights something fundamental, doesn't it? Not just in football, but kind of everywhere.
How so?
That with smart thinking, the right strategy, and just sheer belief, you can overcome things that look impossible. This win is such a powerful example of that.
It truly is. And it definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If a team like Crystal Palace, facing that huge gap in money and resources, can beat a powerhouse like City with the right approach, well, what other challenges that seem impossible might actually be achievable if you just have that clever strategy and that absolute belief?
Definitely something to chew on.